happened today cannot stand.
It's mind-boggling even for the traders.
There's absolutely zero confidence in what's going on here.
And that's really what today.
They are the sights and sounds of what we're likely to look back on as the crash of '08, a year of gigantic losses and huge volatility. January 2nd, a new year on Wall Street. The Dow was trading at the 13,000 level. Oil traded above $100 a barrel for the first time. But signs of a recession were in the air. Between dismal retail figures and the subprime mortgage crisis, the Federal Reserve described the economic outlook as, quote, unusually uncertain. 5 weeks later, it was clear the Bush administration underestimated the severity of the situation.
This report indicates that our economy is structurally sound for the long term and that we're dealing with uncertainties in the short term.
But it would last much longer than that. As homeowners defaulted on their mortgages at record rates, it was clear trouble was brewing. The credit and mortgage crisis crippled banks. One by one, the pillars of the financial world began to fall. March, Bear Stearns. September, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. Banking giant Merrill Lynch. Then came the day of September 15, 2008. Lehman Brothers declares bankruptcy. A bank that withstood 2 world wars and the Civil War could not weather the subprime mortgage storm, the biggest bankruptcy in U.S. history. That was the day the bottom dropped out of the world's financial center.
I'm just wondering if the federal government had anything to do with lowering the standards in the first place to allow everyone to have the American dream, which now is turning into the American nightmare.
Once the bleeding had begun, it was hard to stop. An even bigger catastrophe lay ahead. AIG, the world's largest insurer, was going under. The government decided they were too big to fail and scrambled to pass a whopping $700 billion bailout plan.
The best protection for the taxpayer and the first protection for the taxpayer is to have this work.
But the House failed to pass the bill and markets around the globe tanked.
What happened today cannot stand.
The Dow took a 777-point hit, the worst single-day drop in history. For weeks, Wall Street was in a state of panic.
There's absolutely zero confidence in what's going on here. None.
What on earth did we just live through?
Levels of fear that I've not seen in the market in over 20 years.
Yesterday, the markets lost $700 billion worth of value yesterday alone.
By the close of October, investors lost an estimated grand total of $16.2 trillion. People dreaded opening up their 401k statements and stayed glued to market tickers like their favorite soap opera.
When I turn on your station later today, are they going to be telling me something completely different? Have we fallen another couple hundred points? Have we gone up? It's like this roller coaster ride. What do we do?
The roller coaster ride showed no signs of letting up. Oil was down from a record high level of $145 a barrel to a little below $40. 533,000 people lost their jobs in November alone.
It's frustrating because after you get unemployment, you can't, you're only on it for a certain amount of time. And after that, then what are you going to do? You have to just keep trying to find work, just keep looking every day.
Everyone wanted to know when it was all going to end.
Some people really feel that we have hit bottom.
We're close. I think we're very close to some sort of a bottom.
It's very tough to time the exact bottom in these bear markets.
By mid-December, the 500 and 600-point swings were gone. The Dow was trading around the 8,000 level. Stability had returned to the markets, but not the economy. U.S. automakers were just days away from disaster when the government stepped in with a $17 billion loan.
The only way they can buy time to restructure is with help from the federal government.
And the year ended with one of the biggest financial scandals in U.S. history. Former NASDAQ chairman Bernard Madoff allegedly made off with $50 billion of investor money through a Ponzi scam, leaving investors reeling. Now the nation watches intently, wondering how we'll ever make it out of this big economic mess. So the year ends very much the same as it began, with uncertainty about what the next year will hold. Bonnie Ghosh, The Associated Press, New York.